We gotta protect ourselves.
Here and pretty much related to me, you know, why they connect with me because you know I like to dress. I'm also a lifestyle coach and in that arena, and so a lot of times when I'm here, when I first started, when everybody's going to class,
ain't just a child, that's a prophecy. Future Dr. Lito, prodigy, what he said, home is what he did. From absent that action becomes reality. See, discipline ain't hate, it's protection. Love ain't soft correction. Gotta guide their direction with intention. Know the road, don't race them with deception. He watch how I move, how I speak, how I treat his mother, I deal with him. He don't hear what I say, he repeat what I am. So I sharpen my life just to sharpen my fantasies. Don't grow in chaos, they need structure. Too many fathers gone, now the system got them.
Adults on YouTube. So they know about catching that fame. That's all they know about is getting that fame.
But we don't have that at this moment, so it's okay to do it at 42. Because why? We do it to ourselves. So I'm gonna live the rest of my days trying to fight to bring that day forward. Maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. But I hope that I leave like a kind river.
What is going on in the community, what is going on in our society. It's not, can you guys hear me very well? Yeah. It's not just the fact that, it's not just the killings that we're dealing with, it's the injustices that we do to one another. You know, so when sister called me and wanted me to share about the seed. You know, what are we putting into the seed? What are we planting? And as I see these young kids back here, it's beautiful to see them, and it's beautiful to see us. Because we are all still learning. You know, none of us know it all, none of us have all the right answers, none of us, we are still learning. The Bible tells us that we are to always stay teachable, right? As little children, right? So that we don't think we know everything, we don't think that we're so high and mighty, right? He says the simple things that confound the wise. So we've been saying that when we talk about the seed, it's really like, what are we planting? It's crazy. My community has changed so much in the last 3 months. I'm talking ridiculous. To see the community change. And we scared to talk to our young brothers because, you know, Minister Tony Muhammad teach us it's a great day to die for what I believe in. Now, who wants to die? You know, because I'm a Christian. The word says, praise, I come and give you life. I came in so that you might have life and have it more abundantly.
Right.
But I do understand you're going to have to step out of something. You know, Armageddon is coming. And what we going to do? You know, you need to close your front door.
I get into the youth convention. All right, because I know when I started in third grade claiming in the third, I started back in the fifth and on up. Most of you brothers y'all know we've been locked down together, so I know. I feel the youth right now. We gotta grab the youth. Even though the homies out there, I still chill with my homies. But I try to strive them in the right way. You know, everybody ain't that easy. Everybody don't like what I do. You know, you gotta find where you fit in. I know I've been around the hood for a long time. I know all my homies from here. I know they ain't no business, but I've been around for the longest. And my big bro right there, Big Smoke, he just got out from the bed.
Welcome home.
Been out for 40 years and went back for a humbug. But he's back out here with me. He want to work with me. You know? So, as I was saying, the biggest thing I accomplished, I'm gonna tell you this, to be real. We had a beef going on for almost 35 years. We sat at the table and we squashed that beef. And what made it so good about that is same brother I went to school with, we was shooting at each other. We was sitting down and they were talking to each other like we was, we haven't had a killing. We sat down in my neighborhood with that 7 years.
That's what's up.
Back and forth like 7 years. What kept that going, I'm telling you, but I know even my older homies, I know it's hard. I know y'all got a lot of stuff going on, but you know what, bro? And it felt good talking to the brothers again, man. Yeah. So we grew up together, y'all know. Y'all grew up with a lot of brothers too. Y'all know. But that felt good. And like I said, my brothers, man, get together, man, and talk. Somebody has to have a big deal. I know you gonna get hated on. You know, they hate on God. Right? But one thing about it, if I'm gonna die for a street, 87 KCG, I'm gonna die to help the kids, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna go down, but I know if I go down like that, all y'all will come in my. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go all right. I ain't going over no bull, but I'm telling y'all, it can happen. It can happen, bro. Just think about it. We can stop what the lady said, this black on black. Man, we hurting each other, man. We done took our whole population out. We can't go there. But they can go anywhere else and do us and go back where they got it. I hate to say it anyway, but that's the way it is, bro. We got to get it together.
Community mark, that's the real definition of peace to me. It's having relationships and broker and foster these relationships with brothers who otherwise would be the opposition or enemies. But I got them on call now, we can talk but when there's things going on in the street, that's a real peacemaker. But not only be concerned about your own backyard, but the backyard across the street as well. Again, APUU, I stand on the shoulders of a lot of great people. One who's gonna sit in silence, but been there really from the beginning of our organization, our sister, my brother over here, again, they're silent, but without them, there'll be no me here. So what I want to do is talk about two particular situations. I had some I want to.
A few other people that was here, that's Sam, me and Bub, that's my friend right there. Once upon a time, we was on opposing factions, and everybody knows the story. I'm not gonna get into it. Bub contacted me, asked me to come. I can't. He has to come anywhere. A couple of years back, Bub said, let's go to St. Andrews Park. I'm like, you crazy. Ran into my man Spike right here. They both treated me like I was one of them. So I know it's there.
It's there.
I know it is there. It's something that each and every one of you said that has resonated with me. I'm going to take a quick story about a youngster. He was in as the brother just walked away, I think he was kitchen, almost like the Indians now. So, back to the stories about the life changers. So, we saw these youth just getting shot, getting into a bunch of trouble and all this stuff. So we said, I went to Jerry, she's the executive director of the organization, I'm the co-director. Executive director. I asked her, I said, Jerry, we need to try to open up something for these youth in the community. She said, okay, Mark, come right in. She pretty much gave me autonomy to do whatever I think is good for the organization. And we started inviting youth to come down to the organization and start a youth life change with them. That night we started it, I think it was 2 or 3 of them got shot. I think it was 2 of them got shot coming to the group. I said, well, I'm done with it. I'm done. She convinced me, stay involved. Stay involved. I can tell you some success stories, but let me tell you about a story of you talking about somebody who did a 180. Guy come to the life change. Completely start going to school, working. He told me he wanted to be a lawyer. He's so tired of getting screwed around. And when you talk about making a decision, wrap my arms around you and hold you. When you out, when you get your hands on something, that's got a lot to do with what goes on with your life. I'm talking about a good man who's talking about being a lawyer. talking about going to school, and it really hurt me so bad. And I asked him, man, I said, man, was there anything else I could have did for Ryan? Where did I go wrong at? He said, it wasn't on you, big bro. He said, I made that wrong decision that you told us that we could make if we're not conscious of what we're doing. See, I think we have to somehow try to convince these youth about the consequences. See, they think this YouTube and this wave around, they don't think there's consequences that come with that. They got to see the consequences. We have to start telling them whether they get tired of hearing it or not. But the stories and the consequences, the story you have about the God. I can tell you some story about the dudes that they weren't fortunate enough to survive that. You know, didn't live, didn't make it. See, and it's, I don't know if it's in the weed or I don't know what's going on. But it just seems like one of the sisters say it's the food. I don't know what it is, but we have to do a diagnostic and figure this out. Yes. Because most of us, I'm a great-grandparent now. I'm not just a grandparent, I'm a great-grandparent. Unfortunately, my grandson went to the Air Force. He said, I'm not doing that. I'm going to the Air Force. And I see him around here already. I need a blower. I need this. Now you need Jesus what? You don't need no blower. And you need an education. So what my organization does, what our organization does, we deal with civic engagement. We deal with re-entry. We deal with youth engagement. Kind of like the brother say. We deal with the gangs, but we also deal with just basically trying to get them to not even get involved in the game. One thing I'm pushing real hard right now, because I talk to Bud all the time, me and Bugs go back and forth. And you know what I'm talking about too. Yeah. You know, we would go back and forth. Especially if I go back and forth with this political spectrum now. We got to get involved. Yes. We got to get involved. The program that I'm doing right now, we just started a Youth Life Changers. It's $30 for each session you attend. If you complete the 12 sessions, you get $100. But it's a contingency to that $100 now. You have to register. If you're 16, you can register. You can't vote till you're 18. But we gotta get involved because that's the only way. The only way we're gonna have a voice at the table. A lot of people say it don't matter, this and that. Ask them Hispanics if it matters now. Yeah, people Trump and all that, remember that? Remember all that stuff right there? Ask them if it mattered. Just listening to a story about a Haitian the other day in Florida called Creole Jack or something like that. Had a big franchise, 7 restaurants. 7 restaurants. Bowling out of control. Donald Trump. He down to 1 now. You know why? Because Trump took all the Haitians that was working for him. Right.
I get back the same energy to this get out of that. All right. So brothers here, I know y'all, man, I love you, respect you. The podcast though is for the people, for the community. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're who, if you're blood, your neighborhood, it don't matter. What you gotta give to the people. As long as it's positive, you're more than welcome. Yeah. You're more than welcome. I don't care about your past. I'm talking about what we're talking about today and tomorrow. That's the only thing that matters. All right. And again, it's the people's podcast. It ain't mine. I'm just so check it out. You know, like, share, follow, you know, that.
Y'all show up. And I appreciate.
Not even so much, we would think, oh, they don't know anything, but even from the womb, it's so important that you wanted your baby, that you nurture the baby, because babies come out with abandonment issues already, and we don't even realize it. And then what that manifests through the rest of their lives to have an abandonment issue. They were telling a story. I got an opportunity, an amazing opportunity to talk to this young man. Somebody called me, can you talk to this young man? He's suicidal and homicidal. My first thing is let me pray, because I got rebuilt. He gave me a call, and do you really want to die, or do you want to stop the pain? Because that's always, when you're going through suicide, most people just want to stop the pain. And he said a little bit of both. Tell me your story. He had been in gangs, he had, we all know the story, right? But what he kept talking about was his grandmother and his mother. I mean, his grandmother and his great-grandmother. And what I clued in on, he never talked about his mother. Let's go a little deeper. Tell me about your mom. He was like, oh, my mom put me in a cardboard box and abandoned me. So can you imagine this young man is now 27, and he's carried that. And he didn't have language for it. Oh, you have abandonment issues. Oh, I didn't even think of it that way. Then his great-grandmother, which was his rock, died at 11, and nobody talked to him about his emotions. And then he went into gang life, and of course, a big homie was like, oh, he's impressible. I can use him. And then discarded him. Because then they threw him under the bus. And then the man that was his dad threw him under the bus as well. So now he's at the problem is we don't have tools, right? And the thing is, we go to church, we say that most people just want to be heard. Right? If we just take the time to listen to them,